I'm El Donzo.
I am Deez, and I want to remind you to check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/EldonzoDeez. Not only do we post highlights and sometimes full segments of this show, but we also do some live streams where we kind of go off the rails a little bit. Not for the faint of heart or the young at mind. It is uncensored, unfiltered, and a lot of fun. And we're probably going to do one tonight.
I think we should try and get one up for everybody.
Yep. So, all right.
Okay. So anyway, moving on. We talked in the last segment about they pretty much they actually did it. I think it was on the 21st. The House voted to censure Adam Schiff.
Yeah.
Over his blatant waste of time with this Trump-Russia collusion thing. I'm glad they actually did it. So let's get into the stories from NPR. The House of Representatives has voted to censure Democratic Representative Adam Schiff for his past actions while chair of the House Intelligence Committee in leading investigations into then-President Donald Trump. The vote was entirely along party lines, with the California congressman calling the resolution false and defamatory. Democrats attempted to kill the bill from advancing, but they were, of course, outvoted. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy called Schiff to the well of the chamber as he read the censure resolution out loud. Democratic members shouted loudly as McCarthy began to read the resolution, causing him to stop and start several times. I like this. "I have all night," McCarthy said as he was interrupted by boos from the Democratic members. That's McCarthy right there. And I got to say this real quick about Kevin McCarthy. A lot of people had their doubts. I had my doubts about him. But he's actually kicking butt. I think he's doing pretty good, man.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean,
it's better than where we were.
Yeah, he made commitments, and he's keeping to those. So the first time they tried to pass this, there was a caveat in there. They wanted to fine Adam Schiff $16 million. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And we talked about that on the show last week, but that got shot down, which we knew it would because I don't think they could legally do it.
No, it's a violation of both the 27th and the 8th Amendment.
There you go. So that naturally I think they wanted to do it. I think they just threw that in there to, be controversial or be, I don't know, add flair to it.
Yeah,
they
I believe
knew it wasn't going to pass, but actually a lot of the House Republicans actually voted for that.
Yeah, but I believe it was 20 of the GOP members that voted against it, and rightfully so, because it was a violation.
Right.
And they even said that, they're going to probably do this again and take this fine out, and then we'll vote for it. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, a lot of conservatives I know were kind of PO'd about that some Republicans didn't vote for it. But look,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
And excuse my ignorance, and I probably could have just looked this up before we were on the air.
Probably would have been a good idea.
Yeah. What the hell is censuring anyway?
A motion to censure, okay, as far as I know, and it hasn't been done a whole lot. I think this is the first time in and I could be wrong, 100 years they've censored him. It's kind of like they put a scarlet letter on him and they remove a lot of his power. It doesn't get him out. It doesn't impeach him. It's kind of like a big slap upside the head.
Okay.
It's kind of like saying, hey, it's kind of a punishment. We can get into that in a little bit. If you want to look up the exact meaning of that, why don't you do that for the listeners? Because I know what a censure is, but why don't you look up the actual definition while I'm going into this? So anyway, they censored him, and of course the first one didn't make it all the way through. But here's the deal. He wasted so much time and so much government money. And remember something about government money, folks. That's not their money. I ask people all the time that think they know something about something. And the question that I get a blank stare on their faces is, where does the government get their money? And people will literally just look at me like gobsmacked. Same thing with Illinois. Where's the state of Illinois get its money from? It gets it from us. Governments run on our money through taxes. Government doesn't go out there and have a money tree, okay? They get it from us.
Okay.
So hold on a second. So when Adam Schiff blows through, what was it, 20 million? I think 16 million was half of what he went through, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When you go through $32 million or $38 million or whatever it was on BS charges, just trying to paint the president as a bad guy. And remember something, this whole Trump collusion thing was a Hillary Clinton deal. She came up with this. She started it. Fusion GPS did the research. They got the Steele dossier. They took it to the FBI. The FBI knew it was bogus, and they put it through anyway. So everything that went on with this whole Russian collusion thing, Hillary Clinton was the one that was actually colluding with a Russian to put this together. And where's Hillary Clinton at right now? She's not in jail. Or, excuse me, she's not in jail, is she?
No, should be, but
she ain't.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on with these people. You have the actual definition of censure. Why don't you go ahead and tell it to the listeners?
Yes, for the potential ignorant out there, such as myself, a censure is a formal vote of deep disapproval of a member's conduct taken by either chamber of Congress. A vote of censure is reserved for more serious violations, according to the House rules. When the House approves a censure measure with a majority vote, the member being censured must stand in the well of the House as the presiding officer reads the censure resolution aloud. In other words, it's kind of like in Game of Thrones when the nun lady walks behind you and rings the bell and shouts shame.
Right. It was
shame.
pretty much in different words, but I was pretty much hit the nail on the head with that, right?
Yeah. Like you said, it's a little scarlet letter. He doesn't care. He's actually using it kind of as a badge of honor.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. He says he's wearing it as a badge of honor. He's not, because he knows he's a stupid little pencil-neck dweeb. He knows he was wrong. He knows he was full of BS. He knew Hillary Clinton was full of it.
Yeah.
He knows that he wasted all this money just to try and get Donald Trump impeached. I love it every time they come out with something against Donald Trump, and he just smacks him. He just smacks him down. Oh, we got him this time. We got him this time. That's why, folks, if you know liberals that are worked up about these 37 counts in this indictment, I wouldn't be too hopped up about that.
Right.
Now, maybe they're actually going to pull the big one on this. Maybe they're just going to go complete insurrection on the country and take out the opposition party's leader for the next election in 2024. If they do that, then we're pretty much screwed all the way around. That's my opinion on it.
You mean what they're actually trying to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they actually follow through with it. There's speculation out there with this thing going on with Trump that it's a distraction from Joe Biden. They also speculate that it's going to maybe even get him more support because they think he's the weaker candidate. And then there's people out there, and I tend to be one of them, that really think they're going to push this through because they want to put this guy in jail. They want to put him in prison.
Oh, I think there's no question that's what their ultimate goal is. But they want to, like, they're pushing it through. They want to get it done as soon as possible to hurt his chances. And I mean,
and I haven't seen where this has gone, and probably should look into it. But the judge he got, and I believe it was Miami-Dade County, was actually a judge that he appointed.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, too. At least we got somebody that's fair looking at it, because they cannot pick the judge. It comes out of like a rotating pool, and it's kind of like the lottery. You just pick one and you got it.
Yeah, the only way they can get a new judge is if the judge recuses herself.
I don't see that happening.
They can ask for a hearing or whatever, or they can say, hey, you know, this is a conflict of interest, blah, blah, blah. You need to, you know, look this over and make the decision. But it's still 100% up to the judge whether or not they choose to recuse themselves.
So we kind of got off track there, but we're tying it all together on what's going on with this and this whole thing about Adam Schiff. And if you're just catching the show, this is the Donzo and Deez show on Cities 92. Cities 92.9, brought to you by EnviroSeal. And I just about choked on some water there. So go ahead and let's talk about this Marjorie Taylor Greene thing real quick. Why don't you jump in there and tell the listeners about this?
Yeah, two of your favorite congressional ladies had a little spat.
Oh, they're so hot. They're sexy girls, man. They're sexy.
On the House floor, and this goes back to the articles of impeachment that have been brought forward. Marjorie Taylor Greene reportedly called Representative Lauren Boebert a little B word during a heated argument between the two Republican firebrands on the House floor on Wednesday. The face-to-face confrontation, which was caught on C-SPAN cameras, was over the dueling resolutions both lawmakers have put forward to impeach President Biden, according to the Daily Beast. And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene talking. I've donated to you. I've defended you, but you've been nothing but a little B to me, she reportedly told Boebert, and you copied my articles of impeachment after I asked you to co-sponsor them. And after she cursed her out, Boebert responded with, "Okay, Marjorie, we're through." And then Green responded, "We were never together."
Cat fight. Oh, that would have been awesome. You know what they should have down there on that floor? They should have a mud wrestling pit. And Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert can just go at it. What do you think?
I'd pay to see it.
I would pay to see that. I would. That should be a pay-per-view event.
Yeah. While I agree that this should be the end game, there's no way this is going to pass. I mean, even McCarthy and other Republicans are against it. I think if somebody stops dragging their feet with this whole investigation with the FBI and the whistleblower and all that maybe they'll have a leg to stand on. But as it stands right now, there's just nothing there.